The iPod Shuffle. Similar to how your little cousin always wants to tag along when you and the older kids go, hang out by the car at family parties, it's never quite caught up to its bigger, cooler family members. The iPod Shuffle exists in an awkward limbo next to its older iPod Nano, Touch, and iPhone brothers. You're probably thinking, Bobby, why are you doing a video about the iPod Shuffle? It's 2017. Well, my response would be that things that have happened in our past are also sinnable, like the Holocaust or 9/11. Just like these things, the iPod Shuffle has plenty wrong with it. Now let's move on. The first iPod Shuffle, which I will call Gen 1, came out in 2005 and looked like a flash drive. Because it was a flash drive. I don't want people to see my Britney Spears library when I'm sharing scripts. Don't mix business and pleasure, people. Now, if you don't want to use it as a flash drive because it's a media player and that's what you bought it for, you only have half of a gig to store your music. That means that the Gen 1 iPod Shuffle can only hold 120 songs. That's it. 120 songs is practically nothing. For instance, it can't even hold half of Michael Jackson's discography. What kind of iPod can't hold MJ's music? A worthless one. Billie Jean. Whew, my boy. Like all iPod Shuffles, Gen 1 doesn't have any screen. Just a control wheel on the front and some sliders on the back. Not exactly user-friendly for music selection. This thing didn't have a screen. You know what did? CD players. You know what else? Fucking calculators. You did it, Steve Jobs. The slider on the back of the iPod Shuffle offers an option to play songs in order, even though the iPod is called a shuffle. What is this bullshit? Are we shuffling or not? Make a decision. And lastly, on this one, it's a really unfortunate shape to have in your pocket when you go running. A very unfortunate shape. Now on to the second generation, aka Gen 2, which is the one you've probably seen before. While it came out less than 2 years after Gen 1, it looks like a completely different piece of technology. You don't have to name your kid after yourself unless you're a Gilmore, and even then you get a nickname. At least call it the iPod Shuffle Jr. or the iPod Shuff, or maybe even Shuffy. Something cool and hip to match this complete overhaul in the style department. Actually, now that I think about it, it looks kind of like if you cropped a photo of an iPod Nano and then 3D printed it. Not really the aesthetic you want to go for when creating a piece of hardware. This thing clips to your belt or your shirt so you don't lose it, which is good because it's smaller than a fucking potato chip. While clipping into something prevents that awkward pocket bulge, it doesn't change the fact that you don't know what the fuck you're going to listen to, because it's a shuffle. I mean, I guess it's not really that much of a problem since on Gen 2 you could still only fit 240 songs on it. Still not all of Michael Jackson's discography. Come on, Apple. Gen 2 can also double as a flash drive, but it doesn't even have a built-in USB. You have to use a little cable that connects through the headphone jack. May he rest in peace. Lose that sucker and you are screwed. Wait 1 second, let me check something. Okay, that little cable that you need to connect it to the computer as a USB is not called a dongle, so I'll remove one sin. The Gen 2 was first released in just the silver color, but a few months into production, Apple added pink, orange, green, and blue into the line. Gonna add a sin for orange because nobody wants an orange iPod. 100% of people that say they enjoy using their orange iPod are lying because it was a gift. That's a fact. Just 9 short months after they released these colors, Apple's new baby could be found in turquoise, lavender, mint green, and product red. The last of which was made in an effort to help the global fund to fight AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria. Sin for just making me sad. All I want to do is listen to Billie Jean. Also, turquoise is just blue again. And when they released these colors, it discontinued the original 4, which sucks if you were a fan of the pink. But, I mean, who cares if the orange is gone? No one fucking cares. When Apple upgraded and released a 2GB version of the Shuffle, twice the room the original Gen 2 had, it cost $69. I don't know, like a sex joke can go here. Whenever you are, like, doing sex and you go the other, you flip it. 1 year after the second round of colors came out, a third set bound onto the scene, discontinuing the previous round of colors. The new colors, blue, green, pink, and red. So, just like the first round, but red instead of orange. Now, cutting orange was a good call, but you still put out an entire new round of colors, screwing over lavender fans worldwide. Apple ended up putting out a gold iPod Shuffle in 2009, but it was only available if you bought 2 Avon skincare products. So, hey Apple, fuck you. The third generation of the iPod Shuffle is quite a puzzling thing. Released in March of 2009, it was touted as the first music player that talks to you, making it more difficult for schizophrenics to function in everyday life. The actual iPod doesn't have any controls on it, with the exception of a little slider to turn it on and off. There's no controls whatsoever. It's just a little stick. Also, it's super impractical. The only way to use a Gen 3 Shuffle is with the included headphones equipped with a 3-button device for changing playlists and playing and pausing. If you lose those headphones, the stick might as well be used as a paperclip, putting paperclip companies in jeopardy because if something is made by Apple, you better bet someone's buying it, even if that thing is paperclips. The best part? Apple no longer sells headphones that are compatible with the Gen 3 iPod Shuffle. Move over, Office Max. This tiny stick also has voiceover technology, meaning it can tell you what it's playing, but you can't change it if you don't have the headphones, so sin again! This thing is going to be so confusing to historians in a few thousand years. They're not gonna understand it at all. Without the headphones being manufactured, they will also think it's a paperclip. Shame on you, Apple. Don't fuck with the historians of the future. I'm gonna go ahead and add us in for how many times this thing must get lost every single day. The fourth generation of the iPod Shuffle is actually, surprisingly, still being produced. Apple realized they were, stupid and added the controls back onto the body for this model, but they got rid of the little bit of metal you could put your thumb on when you clip it, meaning that you're gonna end up skipping from Thriller to Billie Jean when you reclip this baby to your pocket. This bad boy started out with 5 different color options: silver, green, blue, orange, and pink. Apple, you know what this sin is for. You know. The color choices were changed in 2012 to basically the same, but with yellow and purple. There's not really that much wrong with this, but I'm so tired of them changing the colors that I'm gonna send them anyway. And then they did it again in 2015. I don't want that many color choices. It's hard enough to decide what kind of iPod you're going to get, let alone what color you want the body, or the wheel, or the case to be, or which earbuds you want, or whether slate is the same as space gray. It's too much. I'm gonna switch over to paper clips to preserve my sanity. They don't play much, but at least they only come in silver.